Well, my husband and I bought this house shortly after we got married about 6 years ago. I was optimistic about buying a home. I felt like this will be a great investment. It dropped pretty significantly after the purchase of the home. We were told, if you're looking at buying a home, you want to make sure you're willing to live there 5 years or something, to make sure you have enough time to invest in it before trying to sell or move anywhere else. And it turns out that 5 years, even more than 5 years, wasn't quite enough to be able to get what we hoped to get out of it. Last fall, so just over about half a year ago, my husband and I decided to get divorced, and he moved out in November and left me with the house and the gigantic mortgage payment, which I thought I could handle for a while, but it just kind of became taxing. I looked at trying to sell briefly. I got a great realtor and had it on the market with Sotheby's. I did all the best things I could and had pretty active showings, but not very many people who actually took it beyond that. To try and get a bite, I was just going to have to drop pretty much below where I was going to break even and below what I felt the home was really valued at. With every month that it was on the market, I was getting more and more in debt because I couldn't quite afford it on my own, and was considering foreclosure as maybe the easiest possible option. I thought through all of the possibilities, and renting was definitely one of the first that came to mind. But to rent this place out, a normal year-long lease with nothing in it, I wasn't going to come anywhere near covering my monthly mortgage and HOA and property insurance and all of the other things that come with owning a home. But then I discovered furnished rentals. I kind of just did some Google searching on executive rentals. That was the phrase that I had heard, and I had never heard it before, and came across corporate housing by owner. And that night, the night that I had just discovered and decided to start Google searching, I filled out my property listing. By the end of that night, I had 3 visits scheduled, and by the end of like 2 days after I initially decided to list it, I had a lease signed, and my first tenant was going to move in by the end of the week. So discovering furnished corporate housing and corporate housing by owner to having my first tenant in the house and moving out, it all happened in the span of 7 days.